Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or middle of the night, whenever you're watching this. It's Erica of AriBo Arts, and we're here for Battmaking with AriBo Arts. Got one of my college t-shirts on, because it's backwards, because I'm on an Android phone. I'm also really tired. January is not my favorite month. It's like my least favorite month. And I'm struggling a little, but plugging through. So I'm going to make a bat. And if 2 days ago you watched the demo I did on my own Facebook page, this bat will look very familiar. Because this is the second bat I promised to make of that. It's called Rainforest. It has a base of this Cooport silk noil from a farm with their own mill in Wisconsin, which I add some brown bamboo to give us some, tree trunk type things. Got some honey tussle silk that's been dyed green, so you get a little bit of brown, light beigey brown with it as well. Blue for nice some pops of color, a little bit of yellow, and then these locks, which are Romney. They're from 3LNS, so waffle vendor. And those go on the outside. So let me get you tilted down. I'm actually going to leave the house today. Yay! Maybe that'll help a little bit. We finally have, yesterday I think we actually got up to like 4 degrees, but the wind chill was negative something or other. And, I stocked up before the really big cold blast, so I didn't really have to go out. But I'm out of bread now. I mean, I do have more in my freezer, but I have to get some fresh bread. And I'm probably, depending on if I get some other things done, I'll probably at some point head down to my guild and do some weaving that I've been neglecting. And I have a garment, this really nice flannel shirt, but it's a solid color, 100% cotton. And one of my guild members came up and said, this is a color that I think she probably picked it up at a thrift shop. And she's like, I love this shirt, but the color is the most unflattering color for me. Can you over-dye it? So I'm going to attempt to do that today. I'm going to be careful with the washing of it. She's like, it can't shrink a lot. So I'll probably do more warm. Because I know she never washes anything on anything other than cold. So I don't think there'll be any issues with things running. Because that's the bamboo. Let's do tussle silk next. So I gotta dye that up and then work on this towel that I've been working on for a month. I'm supposed to have worked on it starting in December. I didn't get to it till January. But I need to get off that loom, and the next person using that warp needs so that they can get on. So that was the tussle silk. And then we got bio nylon, which is a biodegradable nylon product. I like it because it's kind of grippy. It's not slip. It's so the tussle silk has a little bit of tooth to it, a little bit of grip. This has got even more. Probably do that. I am proud of the fact that yesterday I actually did get some cooking done. Not only did so this past weekend, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, I think it was Sunday, because my show was on Saturday. So just a little bit of yellow. A little bit of clump there, so you can sort of pick that up, or you can use a tool to fish it out. Then we have the Romney locks. So I think it was Saturday. Anyway, so I had gone to the grocery store, the one I can walk to. And I walked there, and they had one of the they have like three kinds of tofu there, right? And like the extra firm, and then there's an organic, and then they had a firm, and the firm was on sale for like 50 cents because the expiration date was approaching. And so I bought the tofu, and I was like, I gotta use the tofu. So I tore it up, and because I like to like have it all sort of craggly, so I make like a what I call tofu crumble type of thing. And then I sort of throw a bunch of stuff on it, like, you know, sweet Thai chili sauce and sesame oil and mirin and soy sauce. I didn't do any like garlic and ginger stuff, but I probably could have. Let it marinate for a good chunk of the day, mostly in the fridge. And then I took half of it out because a block of tofu is quite a lot. And I tried something I saw on Instagram. It kind of was okay. It was sort of I think it was cornstarch and panko breading, and like tried to fry it, which I don't fry like in standing oil. Like I'll put a little oil in a pan, but I won't like fry. But I tried it. I don't do well with a lot of grease, and this ended up being, I had to go on paper towels and everything, and it was okay. But my panko, I think, is past its expiration date. It was not the freshest. But I only used about half or maybe a third for that. I think maybe a third. And so I put the other stuff in a container, still sort of marinating. There wasn't a lot of extra liquid. Put that in the fridge. And so yesterday I pulled it out and I just did a saute. I think I put a little more of the Thai chili sauce in there. And a lot of the liquid came out, so I mixed with the sauce. And I had a thing of sliced mushrooms and some broccoli, and I added that as well. So I had half of it yesterday, I have the other half today, and then last night, I'm just trying to cook more. Instead of eating my throwbacks and actually eat vegetables. And then last night I made, usually I do this on a Sunday, but I was not really, I slept a lot on Sunday. I made, and I can never remember, this is the dish I can never remember how to pronounce. It's an Indian dish. I'm going to murder it because I can't remember the pronunciation. Excuse me. And I've looked it up, and actually the American pronunciation is different from the British pronunciation. The British, it's 3 syllables. The American, it's 2 syllables. It's like Kidri or something like that. And it begins with a K and I think with an I. Essentially, it's a dal and rice dish. And I usually make one of those, and like I have a big pot, and then I have this big sort of covered, probably anchor hold or anchor product, kind of like a old Pyrex bowl with a top on it, and that just sort of stays in my fridge with whatever curry I have, or similar thing to a curry, because this is not a curry. This is essentially Indian version of rice and beans. I didn't even put onions in it this time. I didn't feel like chopping up onions. I was just like, let's put some ghee in there. Let's saute our herbs. I pulled out an older thing of ghee, so that might have been too old as well. And so I'll have that for one of the meals until I run out of it. It's like a little bit of in the freezer. But it was just, I think on Monday, I got out some mung beans, which are sort of the split in half yellow. They're not split peas. They are mung beans. And I soak those. One, so that they're easy to cook and easier to digest. I also threw in a good handful of, last time I was at the grocery store, I got a bunch of bags of just random other beans. So I got pink beans. Because the week before I done one with black beans, and you put the black beans in there and your water turns, where it's so soaking, it turned black. And once I rinsed it a couple times, it turned gray. So my kitchery, or whatever we're calling it, because I can't remember the pronunciation, is ended up being sort of gray in color because of the black beans. This time it's more yellow. So I got the moon beans and the pink beans, and then I have brown rice that I cook it with, and so it's kind of like congee, if you're familiar with that Asian dish, which is sort of that rice porridge type of thing. But it's definitely savory. Right? It's not. Well, this one is not as savory because I purposely added in cinnamon and cardamom, which, are spices used in India. But I've got mustard seeds in there. I got cumin. I got garlic. I got curry powder. I got ginger, turmeric, of course. Do you have anything else? Mustard seeds. I love the mustard seeds. I think I've forgotten something. But yeah, so I've got that for several days. I'm trying to cook more. Other thing I'm trying to do more this year is, not more, actually start making bread. I love good bread. It's really hard to get good bread in the U.S. I don't eat a lot of sandwiches. I'm a toast person. I will eat peanut butter sandwiches or like a grinder type of thing. I'm from Massachusetts, so otherwise known as a sub. Grinders or subs. But I mainly do that only at shows because it's something easy and portable. So I have a hot water pot that I keep in my booth, and so I'll make the ramen that comes already in the pots. I'll make that. I've got oatmeal at my booth because I got the hot water kettle. So these are big. I could keep them that big, but I can also split it into smaller bits. And that's just sort of, because some of those locks like to cling over here, just pressing down and if you've got a packing brush on your carver, you can just press the packing brush down too. Okay. I'll step off camera real quickly. Okay. Now, tomorrow is my open studio for my guild. So one of the reasons I want to go today and dye something is so that I can wash it tomorrow when I know the guild member will be at the open studio. But because I've just been talking about cooking, that reminds me that I have lived here for, oh my goodness, almost 20 years. Not in this building, but in my town. And, okay, I will preface that by saying I did my graduate work hour and a half south of here in Iowa City, where I lived for most of the 90s. Yeah, when I didn't live in Germany. But, which was research related, so it was same part of my life. And I used to always go to the Asian markets there. Well, it turns out that, okay, not in my little town here, but in Cedar Fall, Waterloo, there are some Asian markets, and I've never gone to check them out. And since I was vegan for a number of years and I cooked a lot of Indian food just because I like it. But I like a lot of Asian food because there's no dairy in it. And so I think tomorrow when I head down to the Guild, which is in Waterloo, I might also make a plan to stop at one of the Asian markets and just check it out. I think when I Google, I come up with 3. I'm not sure how good they all are, but I figure I should do that. I don't know why I haven't. I think it's because I used to always make trips to Iowa City to see friends, and I would just get the things I wanted when I was there. That part we will do next. It doesn't really matter which order you put them on in, and you can skip an item on a layer. Layer back does not have to have the same thing in every single layer. I do that because I'm a little OCD that way, but you don't have to. Okay, must be twisted. Let's see what's going on here. Sometimes what happens is you get 1 or 2 like little filaments that wrap themselves around, and then you can't pull them apart. You have to sort of untwist it. When I put in the locks like this, this is the cut end, that is the sort of the curl on the outside. I like to put the cut end in first. You don't have to. That's just the way I like to do it. Then you get a big chunk like that. You can pull it apart. Oops. We'll have to go pick that up. Put that over there. I'll put that there. Oh, great. Okay, this may take a little bit of time. Hang on. I'm going to hit the tripod. Just to knock it underneath the cart. What a great sort of splotch of color there. So the cooking I did yesterday, I did mostly in the evening and night, and so I still have to go clean up those dishes. And I will say, look, my entire condo smells like Indian food. I don't know if it's the curry powder or the turmeric or what. When I do the photos of this, I mean, I know I posted yesterday, I posted a photo of the one I made before this, but I will take some more photos of this one, because it will look slightly different. No 2 bats ever look the same. I will also look up how to spell this Indian dish that I keep talking about. You know, there's a K, and there's an H, and there's a D. There's an I. Beyond that, I don't know. Come on. Oops, that was a big chunk. You can use a tool like this to get underneath it. It's just a knitting needle. Pull up a little of the bamboo, but that's okay. That I think I'm not going to put on there. It's a little second end. Second cut. Oh, look at that great French fry crimp on there. Ah. You know, it's almost like a little disconcerting. It's like a teal French fry. Okay, I think it's a little caught in there. You pull them apart and there's a little bit of resistance. This one wants to go too. Now this was originally an 8-ounce ball. So I've made 3 other bats from it. I made a tube of a bat that I called Salazar, part of my Spain theme that I had going on this month. Now this particular colorway from the farm I get it from is called Rainforest, so just sort of reusing the name as I augment. And there's a little bit of silk noil. It's not nearly as prominent as you see other places, but I just see a piece of VM right here. Also use your tool. Just a little bit get under it. See if I got it. There it is. Flattening it out always helps. So you can see just a little bit of the silk noil, sort of that like tweedy bits. But it's because it's the same color. You don't get you're going to get just a little bit of texture. You're not going to get anything very prominent. It's hard to tell. You can still see some air. Well, here's pretty full. Yeah, right here is pretty full. So this might be our last layer. You can just sort of look down across and see if there's still space. So I'm going to be a slight bit heavy-handed with the toppings on this layer. Because when I tease it apart, because it'll come off the bat this size, and then I will tease it out. How wide will depend on how thick it is and what I have to work with. Like when I work with merino top, I don't get a lot of teasing because it's so compact and thin. The other one of these I pulled off, I think it was 2.9 ounces, and it was super thick. Okay, I'm going to press this down right now. I'm definitely getting full. Not room for all the other fun stuff. I can feel where the teeth are not grabbing as much because it's gotten full. So definitely would not have been able to get another layer on. So the tussle silk is the bamboo, the brown is slippery. The tussle silk is not as slippery And now I'm going to put the bio nylon on top. That's even less slippery. Once again, being a little more heavy-handed with it. And then the yellow. Let's see if this wants to actually finally break. There we go. It won't be as heavy with the yellow. Just meant to be sort of a touch. I'm going to do one piece. Yeah, I'll do that. Just a little bit right there. I want to use it up. Okay, and then the locks. A little bit. Not a great French fry one. See, there's a little second cut here. What do you think? I'm happy with that. Okay, let's quickly just pop some of this stuff out of the way. And I didn't use it all. I'll have to weigh, actually, I'll have to scale up a second so I can weigh how much is left of that. Runaway lock. Get the scale out. I had to make this. I'd already written up the label for it. So this is what it looks like. Break the bat here on the doffer crease with the doffer stick. I pull up and to the right. Sometimes I help it along with that other hand. So I don't want to like have it pull out sort of the guts from over here. And I like to do it in pieces. Okay, there we go. Get out the knitting needle again. And first thing I'm going to do is press carefully so you don't get a tine under your nail. But press this side back into the doffer crease. Just makes for a neater end. Okay. I'm armed and ready. So make sure you support the whole bat when you take it off. If you just pull from the middle, you're just going to get the middle. And so I support it with my thumbs. And I mostly go around the whole thing on the front as well. A little bit. Now I didn't clean the drum very well, which I didn't do at all, from the last bat, because the last bat was the same thing. So I didn't care if there was going to be cross-contamination. I was watching, I think it was Atomic Fiber Studio. She was actually using a brush. So she had a cool method for removing the bat. This is the way I like to do it. Okay. So first we're going to look at admire the thickness of it. Yeah, it's pretty thick, right? And now we're going to admire the toppings. Remember, I'm going to take a photo of this after. I'm going to do fluff, fold, and roll. But first, we're going to weigh it. So if, oops, no, got to do it over. I pressed the wrong button. Tired. Now I can tear it out. I will put photos up in the group so you can see what it looks like, but we're going to guess. So if you want to guess how much it weighs, pop that in the comments. If you're watching this currently live on Facebook or shortly thereafter, the person who gets closest wins trophy emojis. If you're watching this later on YouTube, because I do download these and put them up on YouTube, feel free to guess there too if you want. Okay, so this is not as heavy as the last one. Last one I did was 2.9. This is, let's see if that's a 7 or a 2.41 ounces. So I probably could have put more on, but because I had a couple of full spots, I didn't feel like it would have worked well. Okay, unfortunately I already have the thing written up because I already did the other batch. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in. As I said, I'll take the photos, put them up after I do the fluff, fold, and roll. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you around on social media.